Hi, how is everyone today? How have you been? It's Mary Amy, an intuitive wisdom coach, a healer, and an author, and it is April 13th. This is the Pleiadian Network, Mary Amy's Intuitive Messages, or Mary's Intuitive Messages. However, how is everyone today? Well, here we are. It's number 2. And what are we all about? We're all about helping and healing and guiding. And I'm coming live from New York, and my message here is all about psychic phenomenon. We're going to have interviews, talk about self-love, and tonight it's all about future changes and advanced technology. So there's been a change that has occurred within me, and if anyone who's followed me knows that I've been pursuing this mission of mine, which is to speak of healing abilities and intuitive abilities and your clairsenses. And I'm clairvoyant, clairvoyant, clairaudient, and clairempathic. And I have been doing this live podcast with a friend of mine who's a medium, Michael Edley, on Thursday evenings. And the strange thing is that in the last week, I found out that I'm now a medium as well. And I had an experience over the weekend that was a little unusual for me, which was that I received information from someone who passed, and I was a conduit and for a living person and someone who's passed over. And it was very unusual for me. So what's going on right now is I have been receiving information regardless if I'm actually pursuing it. In other words, normally I tune into somebody, I take their hands and I say, "Hi, my name is Mary," and I do my little process of connecting. And I spoke last week when I did my first one of these videos about tuning into your heart contact. And I'm not quite sure, I don't remember if I talked about activating your third eye, but today I'm going to speak also about clairaudient, connecting to your hearing beyond the walls of the room. So what's strange for me is in the last week, I have been receiving information. That's why I'm doing this video today. And I've decided, oh gosh, every time that I get these messages, I'm going to do a video. And it seems to be coming rapidly. So I'm first going to give the information about the future changes in advanced technology that I received. And then we'll do, before I go, we'll do some kind of exercise related to pursuing your clairsenses, your psychic phenomenon. Anyone who's out there, I hope you like the video and write a comment. I'm Mary Amy. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so what did I receive? Well, I received this information. Let's see. I received it, I guess it was when I know Wednesday. I received some of it Friday. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to tell you what I received. I'm not having any judgment about it. Okay, so future changes are going to be related to newspapers, which is media, weather, clothing, exercising, placing people based on their wants or intention where there's no one in charge. In other words, we will follow some kind of path, our career, which will actually not be a career anymore. It won't more or less be a mission. And it will be based on what you decide, not what school you went to, not if you need a job. It's going to be based on what you want to pursue, your mission, your purpose. And that's what we're going to be getting into here. The veil is lifted and more of us are awakening. And so many of the topics that I spoke about in the past are actually are current right now. If you look at social media, you will see them, not so much in the mainstream media, little drips and drabs. All right, so that's going to be future changes, and that's very generalized. And now I'm going to get into the advanced technology. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I just want to mention, because I wrote this down to be more specific. So my abilities have been magnified. I'm aware of people's emotions. Okay, I want to say that before I get into the advanced technology. And what does that mean? Well, it's basically that I'm hearing their thoughts. I know their intentions. So I'm actually interpreting more of who they are than I ever did before, just based on being in their presence. What their intention is, what's their motivation, and there's no blocks. I don't even have to try. Um, and I'm hearing what they're thinking, and I'm sending messages back. Like, for example, I did it with a few people this week. All right, so what's very interesting is I was around a few individuals and they were curt with me, and I saw their intention, and I felt their behavior. It was like an explosion inside of me. That's how extreme this is right now. And I know exactly what their motivation is. But one of them, interestingly enough, the next day I saw them, went out of their way to be nicer to me. It was almost like they knew I knew. It was very strange. All right. So moving on from that. Is that all I want to say? I think so, yeah. All right. So about advanced technologies. Now, I know some of you might have heard of all these or some of this before, but it's coming in loud and clear for me, which means it's not a pipe dream. It's not made up. It exists right now. And it's going to be relevant coming up for us. So, and this has happened to me for a long time. I've seen this in my third eye. I've known of this about these hologram transmissions. And hologram transmissions are what you could say is like, if you're having a video chat, I'll simplify it for you. If you're having a video chat and you can see the person, and let's say they're from the torso up, from the waist up, that's what it's going to look like, but it's going to exist in your house, in your home, in your work, in your car. And someone will contact you, and it'll come through as a hologram transmission. You won't need your phone anymore. And it's going to look like it'll look like a transmission. It won't be as clear as the phone, but you're going to see their presence. So it'll come in as specs, and then it'll announce itself as specs, specks of light and color, and then you'll see the person and they'll talk to you, and then you can talk back to them. And this is also going to happen in regard to receiving information. No longer we won't use newspapers or streaming or television. It's going to be hologram transmissions. So you'll see, instead of a news reporter, you're going to have the event. So you'll be able to go to the event instantly and see what happened at the event. It won't be colored. It won't be altered. There's not going to be any technology that can change it. You will actually see what happened. Okay. And so the channels are going to transition into this hologram, which is a flash of an incident. So you'll be able to read it also if you want, or be able to hear what it'll be announced. There'll be some kind of technology that will tell you, and you'll see the event. Now, yes, I know in the past we say, okay, well, things can be altered, but this is not going to be able to be altered. This is going to be authentic. You won't be able to mess with this. All right, now there's going to be disclosure levels that are coming out. So at first, it's going to be this public disclosure, which is the individuals that have the power and that are in charge are going to dictate how you hear what this disclosure is. And what is this disclosure? The disclosure is going to be the truth. The truth of what happened, the reset that we had, or have had in the past. Where did the advanced technology surface from? Who is telling the human leaders what to do? Is everyone human? Are there extraterrestrial or hybrids that are in positions of power? So you're going to hear levels. So I believe, and I've received, that there's going to be this public level, and it's going to be a gradual and then a cascade of information is what I'm receiving. And that's to break through. So there'll be a breakthrough. Anyone who's joining, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy, an intuitive coach, and I'm just giving some advanced technology that I received. So there's top secret information. There is going to be a reveal of all the black projects and what really happened. Now, there's been many whistleblowers for years, and there are these MIT scientists and scholars that have, scientists and scholars that have invented or know all about advanced technology, whether it's anti-gravity, whether it's propulsion, whether it's, and I mean the propulsion of the craft, whether it's vehicles that go underwater and have interstellar and interdimensional instantaneous travel. The black projects will be revealed. The secret space program, there will be full release. There will be reptilians that are trying to control the release, but it will all be released. Hands down. Now, those that have had pain and suffering will be acknowledged, and there's going to be disharmony at first. How long is that? It's going to take 2 years for all of this to be revealed. And by the 3rd year, people will start to understand more and get closer to themselves and their families. Okay, next up, travel. There is going to be an instant, you'll be able to receive a travel brochure. And the travel brochure will give you choices of countries you would like to go to. You will instantly be able, in a flash, travel to another location, and you can go to another country for 1 day. You won't have to take a plane anymore. Okay, next. Okay, in regard to exercise, I do believe we are still going to have gyms. I do see gyms in the future, or something like a gym. It's more or less not just a gym. It's going to be a meeting place that there's multiple activities that you can go to. So it's going to be a divide. Like I see you walk in and there's this circle in the middle, and then there's different paths you can go to. But at home, most everyone is going to have this machine, and it's going, and we have experienced treadmills and bicycles that we have in our homes that we can run, but everyone's going to have this running machine, and this running machine is going to be uphill or downhill, and you'll have beautiful scenery, but everyone's going to have one of these. Okay, and the other thing is there's going to be this fabric that exists that we have that moves with your body, and it's a one piece. You wear this one piece, believe it or not. You're going to wear this one piece fitted. It's a onesie kind of thing, And it's this fabric is kind of shiny, but it's not rough, and it has either a zipper or buttons, but I sense mostly zippers. And I see it coming in these blue, light blue, red, yellow, pink, like one solid color. Okay, so the weather, there's going to be a weather shift. No longer will the weather be tampered with. So in some areas that it's been very hot, it's not going to be as hot anymore, and vice versa. Where it's cold, not necessarily, it's not going to be controlled anymore. So the weather is going to definitely change. Okay. So in regard to travel, what already is in existence is called a density chair. And there are going to be classes to utilize a density chair. And the density chair is going to teach you to shift to a higher frequency so you can be interdimensional. There's going to be classes in that. Let's see what else. All right, so then the other thing is, the last bit of information that I received is this. Now some of us might have heard of a Stargate or a Looking Glass technology, and this is going to be this time travel machine. So this travel machine is what I sense already is so this is what it looks like. This is what the visual that I got is that it's this round thing. There's this tube, and then there's this gadgets right here. So it's symbolic actually of your third eye, which is your clairvoyance, is a portal to another realm. And it's interdimensional, and you can use it for remote viewing and traveling. So you can see someplace else, and you can also travel there. Okay, so that's what I received, everyone. All right, so let's get into some of our psychic phenomenon, because how are we going to awaken and be enlightened and our clair senses become activated if we haven't practiced? Okay, here we go. Here's my suggestion. Now, if you want to activate your clair senses, it's going to take a little bit of training. You're training yourself with clairaudience, which is clear hearing beyond the walls of the room, outside of your home or where you're located, down the block. And if you shoot it right up, you can go into the cosmos. How do you determine whether or not you've activated your clairaudience? Well, with all your clair senses, when you're receiving information, you will have a physical sensation that feels like nothing else. Now, we're not basing any of this on our thinking. We are pushing away any doubt. We're having focus and concentration. It's going to take some deep relaxation. We're going to have a willingness to try. We're going to let go of any doubt. We don't want to have any attachments. It doesn't matter what happened 5 seconds ago or where you're going. All the energy is in this moment. Here we are. We're creating it. Like we say, we put our hands together. If we want to create a ball of light, put our hands together. We separate our hands. And now we have a ball of light to bring into our auric field. And in our auric field is everything that's ever happened to us. It's impressions, images, messages, symbols, locations, events, and it could be sickness. So we want to become the healthiest version of ourselves. Let's put light, we're creating a bowl of light, into our auric field. Okay? That's the first thing. Okay, now we're going to let out a breath. We're going to focus on our clairaudience. Now, I don't know if you've tackled any of your psychic phenomenon, but that's what I'm all about, because we would like to be telepathic. We would like to achieve the most authentic, multidimensional being of ourselves that we can. We can reach that. How do we reach that? Well, we have on the scale, we want to have a higher vibration, higher frequency, which is up here, which is love, forgiveness, compassion. Down here is shame. This is 1,000. Love, compassion, forgiveness. Down here, shame, anger. That's 20. I don't think you want that. It's not we all want to live a really long time. These are all methods to live a longer time and to have peace and serenity in our hearts. All right. Now, last week, I came on and I spoke about tuning into your heart. Now, we're going to quickly do that before we get to the clairaudience, which is our hearing. So let's start. I'm going to walk you through it. Now, for me, I have all these little gemstones. Here's a little crystal gem. This is helpful. Why are these helpful? Because they're from the earth, and each of them enhances something within you. You know, this is love, rose quartz. I have black obsidian. I don't know if you collect gemstones. I'm going leaps and bounds today. I'm just talking all over the place. Have patience with me. I haven't done this in a long time. When I do my podcast with Michael Edley on Thursday nights at 7:30, we have an interview. It's a conversation I have with Michael, so it's not the same as doing a broadcast all by myself. So today we spoke about future changes in advanced technology. Okay. So let's get to the clairaudience. Okay. So we're going to let go of any tension we have in our body. We're going to put all of our weight in our bottom, which is the base of our spine, meaning that we're letting go. In this physical reality, we carry on a lot of stresses and anxiety, and we're holding on to, and we're rushing. It's all about this made up time. We're running to something. So let's have peace right in this moment. So we're putting all our weight in our body. We're imagining the base of our spine is going down into the earth. Okay, this is how we're grounding ourselves. Our feet are going down into the earth. We're grounding ourselves. We're wiggling our toes. We're letting out a breath. And we're letting go of all the tension. And we're allowing all of the tension to come out through our down our arms, through our fingertips, and release. This is where all the energy lies, right here in this moment, in the present. We're going to have gratitude. Thank you so much for being here. Move your head. Okay, so I'm grounded. I'm focused. I'm going to have now deep relaxation. So we're going to do 3 inhales and exhale. 9 seconds inhaling. Hold it for 9 seconds. Release it for 9 seconds. Let's do that together right now. Second breath. Third breath. All right, so hopefully we're a little bit more relaxed. And we're embracing this moment. We're pushing away any doubt. And we're having a willingness to try, and we have self-confidence we can do it. There's not going to be any proof initially. Maybe you'll hear a sound later, or it'll activate at some point if you focus on this. Now, first, before we go into the clairaudience, I'd like us to tune into our heart right now. And that means that we're just asking our heart space, we're making contact with ourselves. How am I feeling? And I receive good. I have this little bit of anxiety going on around me. I don't know what that is. I sense that. And I don't know what, I'm not sure yet. It's not labeled on what it is. So that's what's going on for me. What's going on for you? So usually you come back with one word and then I embrace it. Okay. See, I push away anxiety. So I'm going to say, okay, I have a little anxiety. I feel good, but I have a little anxiety. That's what I'm receiving. All right, so now that we're more calm, what I'd like everyone to do is we're going to do in a few steps, we're going to train ourselves to listen. And we think we've been doing that our whole lives, but we haven't. Because just because we can't see what's going on here in this physical reality doesn't mean there isn't spirits, angels, extraterrestrials, other beings, energy, electromagnetic waves, frequencies, all kinds of stuff that just because we don't see it with our eyes, which is 0.0035 is all we're seeing, doesn't mean that it's not there. All right, so now let's focus in on our clairaudience, which means we're going to listen. I'm going to be quiet, and we're going to listen to what's going on in this space that I'm in, and you do it in the space that you're in. And we're going to just listen. I'm going to be quiet, and we're going to practice listening in this room. Now, maybe you're going to hear appliances, phone, a computer, cars outside, something. So let's tune in for a little bit. I'm going to be quiet. Now, when you do this at home, you turn everything off and you just focus on listening. I'm going to be quiet now. So let's tune into our listening. Okay, so here I have the window open, but I could tell you right now in this location that I'm at, in this physical spot, I can hear the computer, some kind of sound. And I trained myself to hear at night, and I hear this frequency, because frequency is a language. I hear this frequency, and then sometimes I repeat it in my mind, whatever the frequency is, and then I connect. So I did hear this frequency, and it's almost like, how can I say, if you were to say it visually, it looks like a pattern. So I hear this frequency, and then of course I heard, because the window's open, I heard tiny little tweets of a bird. I heard someone drop something on the sidewalk. I hear somebody doing landscaping. All right, so then what we do from there is, that's what I immediately heard. Now we're going to focus. And maybe you think, oh, this is so boring. But what's really exciting is when you activate your clairaudience, and then out of nowhere, you hear someone speak or say something, or you hear a noise or a voice, and it's not here. It's coming from a separate location. All of the clair senses is knowing, and you're a receiver and a transmitter. So you're receiving information from another location, another realm. All right, now we're going to tune into beyond the location. So it could be outside of a room, a house. Okay, it'll be basically on planet Earth, in the vicinity of where you are. How about that? Okay. So let's try it now. Let's tune in and practice listening. Okay, so this time I could hear going overhead. So that's up in the sky. I could hear a plane going up overhead. Now, if you don't tune in and you're just going about your business, you'll realize there's a lot of tuning out that you actually do, which means when you're tuning all these sounds out, what else are you tuning out? Are you tuning out people's emotions, their feelings, how you are? You're doing a lot of blocking out in the physical reality. So this is all about training yourself to be more sensitive. Now, These are all suggestions. You don't have to do what I say. I'm just making a suggestion. I'm just trying to help. I'm here. I care about people and I want good things for you. Okay, so now that we did that, we basically focused on hearing in this space, hearing outside of the space. Now let's shoot up to as far as you want, up to the clouds, up to the ether, and let's see if you receive anything. Now, right now, maybe you won't get anything, but later on, or tonight, or tomorrow, or the next time you do it, you might get something. So be patient. This takes patience. Okay, here we go. So we're listening way up into the cosmos. Now your chakras go straight up. There's 4 chakras beyond your crown chakra that goes straight up. There's the cosmic chakra. If you want, you shoot up there. Okay, I'm going to be quiet and we're going to listen. All right, so what's so strange for me is I was going up there and then I heard a ball, like I don't know the shape of, and then my ear had this sound that popped in. So that was interesting. So I definitely tuned into something. I don't know what you received. You can write it in the chat. Any newbies out there who are just joining me, I used to have a whole group that would come on my lives, but I'm just throwing these up here and there. So I don't know how that's going to work out. So today we did a little bit psychic phenomenon. These videos are probably going to run under 40 minutes every time because I don't really want to bore people. And I also just want to get the information out there. I spoke about today this advanced technology, future changes, and before I go, I just want to mention dreams. Are you writing your dreams down? Because how did I activate everything? Well, I've spoken in the past. I had a near-death experience at 2 years old. I entered the angelic realm. I was dying. I saw it in a circle above me, angels moving. And their presence, I felt protected and guided, guidance and protection and peace that stayed with me. And I didn't pass. And that opened me up. I don't know if I was activated before that, I don't know if I had abilities prior to that, but it definitely activated something inside of me. And I was independent. I was an out of the box thinker. I did have speech and voice problems, and I had to go to a coach for 4+ years. So this is not the voice that I had. I had to fix my voice because it had this break in it and it sounded like a child's voice. And my outside was fixed, but my inside wasn't fixed. And then I needed a lot of therapy, different therapy, to deal with intimacy problems, to deal with victimhood, to deal with confidence. And gradually I came out of it. I mean, some things lingered, trauma, I have post-traumatic stress, and I think a lot of it's better. However, in regard to being an intuitive, I know that all of us have abilities within us. Do you have an intuition? Of course you do. You have a hunch. You have a knowing about things. It's whether or not you listen. It's interesting. I have people come to me and ask me, what do you think I should do? And they already know the answer. Everyone already has the answer within them. How can you activate your intuitive abilities? You can do things like we are doing, which is practicing tuning in, okay? Your heart, your hearing, your seeing. How do you activate your clairvoyance? Tapping, circle, ask for it. It's an intention. Say, please, can I be clairvoyant? What does clairvoyance feel like? What does it feel like? Well, I can see another location. So if I look off, I can see it's like it is like a portal because it's about this big and I can see into it. I can see into another realm. Now, sometimes it expands depending on what information I'm going to get, or I'm actually going into it and then all of this information comes forward, which is what is happening lately. But that's me. I don't know for you. I don't know how it's going to go for you. You can activate your psychic phenomenon by helping others, by spending time in nature, by meditating, hugging a tree, prayer, journaling, and writing down your dreams. So I started writing down my dreams in 2014, and I saw a pattern, the same people. I was doing the same thing. Night after night, I was running. Finally, I said, I'm not going to run anymore. By 2016, I said, I'm not going to run anymore before I went to sleep. And then everything shifted. I started seeing light when I closed my eyes. Angels were vivid. I had lucid dreams. There's a lot of ways that you can activate your clairsenses. All right, everyone. Well, I think I hit 40 minutes. How long have I been doing this? I can't even tell. 36, close. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to go because I have my job in the Matrix this afternoon, and I'm wishing good things for everyone. And if you want to catch me on another podcast Thursday nights at 7:30, it's on Two Psychics Podcasts with Michael Edley. Now, I'm going to come back every couple of days and do this. As soon as I receive information, I'm going to come and do a video. I can't forecast when that's going to be. Okay, before I go, I'm going to say a couple of things. Let's have acceptance of self, acceptance of your boundaries, allowing yourself to have boundaries, which means it's 12 inches from your body, and no one can come into your space physically, mentally, emotionally, physically, mentally, or spiritually, unless you give permission. And if you feel like someone's in your space, tell them to back off. That's what I do. All right, everyone. Well, everyone have a great day. Sending you blessings. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Today is April 13th. Be well. Bye.